Macmillan Audio presents The Catholic School by Edoardo Albinati. Translated from the Italian by Anthony Sugar. Read for you by Edoardo Camponeschi. Part 1. Christians and Lions. 1. It was Arbus who opened my eyes. Not that I was keeping them shut, but I had no way of being certain of what my eyes were seeing. These might be images projected to deceive or reassure me, and I was incapable of fostering doubts about the spectacle that was presented to me every day and which we called life. On the one hand, I unquestioningly accepted everything that befalls a kid aged 13, 14, 15, and all the other years that follow in a row to bring to completion that phase. I've always heard it described as a phase, a moment, even when it lasts for quite a while. A delicate moment, or even a crisis, which, truth be told, will be followed by other moments and phases, every bit as delicate or critical, coming one on the heels of the other in an unbroken succession, until you are grown up, an adult, old, and finally dead. I partook without objection of the daily meal where the table was set with all the things that happen to any adolescent, the business he's surrounded by as he grows up, as he develops. There you go. Development, another keyword used by grown-ups to jimmy the padlocks of adolescence, the difficult age of development, the development of a personality, and the horrible intransitive expression, he has already developed, which puts an unctuous glob of sealing wax on the secrets of the genitals, and which may not follow in any exact order, but which form the inevitable courses of any adolescent's meal. School, soccer, friends, frustrations and excitements, all of it punctuated by phone calls and filling up gas tanks and falling off mopeds. In other words, common experiences. On the other hand, though, I was stung by a feeling of bafflement. Was this really life? That is, was this my life? Did I need to do something to make it mine, or was it being provided and guaranteed like this? Would I have to earn it and deserve it? Perhaps it was just a temporary life, and soon it would be replaced by the permanent one. But in that case, was it up to me to replace it, or would someone else see to that? Some external event. Life can be something extraordinary or something normal. What kind of life was mine? Until Arbus came into the story, these questions, which I am now at least capable of formulating, though I have long since given up all thought of answering them, didn't even bob to the surface, because they dissolved before even emerging into my awareness, leaving behind only the faintest of tremors. Even the idea of calling it awareness is an overstatement. At the very most, the sentiment of being in the world, of being there. Whoever projected the images that were so comfortable for me and that wrapped so snugly around me was a magician, a genius. I have to give him that. His lamp unleashed dreams that were perfect, sweet, and crystal clear, inside which I walked rapt, and indeed at certain moments practically ravished. In other words, I was truly happy, and I was truly sad. I inhaled deeply the mysterious air of the stage sets that were built around me, and hastily broken down again by the minute I went by. Something made me think that sooner or later a decisive event would occur that, rather than explaining one by one the previous insignificant twists and turns, would stitch them together with an irresistible thread like the kind used to bind the pages of novels so that you keep turning them until you reach the end, unable to put the book down. And so, merely resembling a piece of fiction, but also possessing the implacable coherence of a piece of fiction, my life, and everyone else's lives, could finally be called true and real. They were moments that were precise and yet deeply troubling. I wouldn't know how to put it any better, in which I perceived with painful clarity the confusion that took possession of me. All of me. It took hold of me and left no room for anything else, say, for ideas or thoughts. I was reduced to feeling, and nothing more. To be exact, what I felt was the blood that flowed, amassing in my chest, my swollen, hurting heart. I mean to say, it actually hurt, really, really hurt, as if it were about to leap out of my chest, to use the language of the novels of a bygone time. But though it hurt, there was also a sweetness to it.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?